Hello everyone, this is Julie. 本日はグリム童話でリスニングのスキルアップを目指しましょう。本日のお話は、ヨリンデとヨリンゲル。She mumbled something to herself, seized the nightingale, and went away with it in her hand. Poor Jorinda saw the nightingale was gone, but what could he do? He could not speak. He could not move from the spot where he stood.At last, the fairy came back and sang with a hoarse voice. Till the prisoner is fast, and her doom is cast. There stay, oh stay, when the charm is around her, and the spell has bound her. Hie away, away. On a sudden, Jorinda found himself free.Then he fell on his knees before the fairy and prayed her to give him back his dear Jorinda. But she laughed at him and said he should never see her again. Then she went her way. He prayed, he wept, he sorrowed, but all in vain. Alas, he said, what will become of me?He could not go back to his own home, so he went to a strange village and employed himself in keeping sheep. Many a time did he walk round and round as near to the hated castle as he dared to go, but all in vain. He heard or saw nothing of Jorinda.At last he dreamt one night that he found a beautiful purple flower, and that in the middle of it lay a costly pearl. And he dreamed that he plucked the flower and went with it in his hand into the castle, and that everything he touched with it was disenchanted, and that there he found his Jorinda again. In the morning when he awoke,He began to search over hill and dale for this pretty flower, and 8 long days he sought for it in vain. But on the 9th day, early in the morning, he found the beautiful purple flower, and in the middle of it was a large dewdrop, as big as a costly pearl. Then he plucked the flower, and set out and traveled day and night.Till he came again to the castle. He walked nearer than 100 paces to it, and yet he did not become fixed as before, but found that he could go quite close up to the door. Jorinda was very glad indeed to see this. Then he touched the door with the flower, and it sprang open, so that he went through the court,and listened when he heard so many birds singing. At last he came to the chamber where the fairy sat, with the 700 birds singing in the 700 cages. When she saw Jorinda, she was very angry and screamed with rage. But she could not come within 2 yards of him, for the flower he held in his hand was his safeguard. He looked around at the birds, but alas, there were many, many nightingales. And how then should he find out which was his Jorinda? While he was thinking what to do, he saw the fairy had taken down one of the cages, and was making the best of her way off through the door. He ran or flew after her, touched the cage with the flower, and Jorinda stood before him, and threw her arms round his neck, looking as beautiful as ever, as beautiful as when they walked together in the wood. Then he touched all the birds with the flower, so that they all took their old forms again. And he took Jorinda home, where they were married and lived happily together many years.And so did a good many other lads, whose maidens had been forced to sing in the old fairies' cages by themselves, much longer than they liked.